And welcome back, and this time around it's Yuri's turn. For various reasons. One of the things is that I noticed while wanting to start a new game, I got my mouse hovering here around the far right stone, which would be Red's root. It's not lighting up, compared to what I thought it should do, which is light up, because from what I've read online is the only requirement to unlock Red's root is to have done Tay's root, which you can do as soon as you have gotten one of the other roots. But, obviously, it seems like you need to have done all 4 roots before unlocking Red's. Which I guess makes sense considering the events of Tay's root and it hinting that things might be getting worse in Red's root for that. So, between Yono and Yuri, I decided to just do Yuri's route first, which is the only one that isn't blind in this game, since that's the one that I did to actually get to know this game a little bit before starting the LP. And then I'm going to do Yono's, and then I'm going to do Red's. And if there's anything coming after Red's, that's when it's going to happen. Also, there are going to be some changes on how I'm going to present this video, which is going to be the first arc. Basically, as before, I'm going to be skipping the prologue, and I'm also going to skip majority of Act 1, and only show you parts that actually involve dialogue options to increase Yuri's affection for you to get onto his route, but this will also include the Yuri exclusive scene that you get after the Cat Named John event. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm skipping majority of Act 1, because I really do not think you want to or have to or should need to review the scenes of A Cat Named John, or the first day in school, or heading to Banjul and learning that Tay works there. In fact, that last one I think we've seen a little too much on Tay's route before. So, with that out of the way, let's get started on Yuri's route. And here we have the first dialogue option beginning, which is one of the most blatant whose affection do you want to increase that you can put into the game. So of course we're gonna go to school with Yuri, because why else would I be calling this Yuri's route? I guess Yuri would be ready by now. I knocked on Yuri's door. Yuri, let's go! The door opened and Yuri came out. He always looks good in that suit. Even when he's human, he still looks good in everything. I like the fact that he doesn't wear a shirt while going around in the house.
그럼 택시를 부를 테니 조금만 기다려, 달링.
We can take the bus.
버스라면 그 네모난 참치캔에 빼곡하게 사람을 구겨 넣은 걸 말하는 건 아니겠지?
You're correct. You know already.
그 좁아 터지고 우아함이라고는 눈 씻고 찾아볼래야 찾아볼 수도 없는 공간에 나의 이 고귀한 몸을 맡기라는 거야?
You know, I'm surprised, Yuri. I thought you would like the teeny tiny tasteless space. It's so teeny tiny that we might have to stand really close to each other, with our bodies pressed up together. I'm surprised that you don't like that idea. Do you want to walk then? It takes a while. I used to walk to school when I was trying to save up money to buy clothes for the dolls. I remember suffering from muscle aches for 3 days after walking to school just for 1 day. How can you know they took exactly 3 days if you have to go to school almost every day, but by the time you would be on the 3rd day of not going to school, you would already be back to going to school and getting your muscle pains again? Yeah, probably a hyperbole.
어쨌든 난 버스 통학은 절대 반대야. 그건 정말 내 사전에 있을 수 없는 일이야. 나는 꼭 택시를 타야겠으니까 마이허니도 같이 타도록 해. 돈이라면 걱정 마. 내가 낼 테니까.
This human who used to be a doll a couple of days ago beamed and said that, telling me to not worry about money. It was like a line from a TV show. I had no idea where he wanders off to at night and gets all his money. Where did you get the money to take a cab? You've taken a cab every day this week.
말하자면 긴 이야기야.
I was worried what it was. Explain.
정말 알고 싶어?
Yuri leaned over to my side. I nodded. I needed to check that he's not committing some crime, so I had to make sure.
한 여인의 마음에 은하수처럼 반짝임이 가득한 설레임을 선사해주고 받은 정당한 대가지.
Dude, I know what you're actually doing to get money, but that sounds really like a huge euphemism. In fact, I would even call that a euphemism or an innuendo. That's just flat out. Okay. We all know what that would mean. What the hell are you talking about?
좋아, 쉽게 설명해주지. 아, 그보다 일단 신발부터 신어. 이러다 늦을 것 같으니까.
Yuri walked away and put on his shoes at the front door. His shoes laid down at the front door shined. I have definitely never seen those shoes before. I was staring at them since they were new, but he didn't seem surprised at all.
아, 이거? 어제 카페에서 실수로 나에게 커피를 쏟은 마드모아젤이 사과의 뜻으로 줬어. 아, 물론 돈으로 줬지.
When did he get those? I had no idea what was going on with him since he wasn't around the house the last couple of days.
이런 마이 허니? 지금 내가 아니라 내 구두에 빠진 거야? 뭐 물론 아주 이해가 안 가는 건 아니야. 이건 무려 S 브랜드에서 새로 나온 컬렉션의 신상 모델이니까 말이야.
Yuri boasted about his new shiny pair of shoes. They're expensive. You still have money left for a cab? How much did that woman pay you?
아, 산 게 아니야. 엄연히 선물 받은 거야. 이 구두도 마치 나를 위해 태어난 것 같다며 점원이 그냥 주던걸. 아름다운 여인의 선물을 거절하는 건 신사된 도리가 아니지.
I kinda envy him. I wish people would give me gifts just for the sake of being pretty. Then again, I don't think many people are as pretty as a Kobe doll. I couldn't believe that was possible in this commercial age. And I had no idea why people were being so generous to a guy like Yuri. 'Cause he's hot. It looks expensive. Was that girl sane when she gave them to him?
원래 패션은 아름다운 사람을 위해서 존재하는 거라고. 바로 나 같은 사람 말이야. 아무튼 출발해야지.
Huh?
택시 타러 말이야, 택시. 같이 등교하자며.
It doesn't feel good, but should I just take it? If you're going to pay, I do want to get a cab. Taking the bus to school does feel like going to hell. And another one. So, obviously, if you will remember, this one was for Lance. This one's gonna be for Yono. So we're gonna go eat with Soy and Yuri. I went to Soy thinking I'll share my bread since she hasn't bought anything yet. She was still fervently talking with Yuri.
자네에게선 좋은 향이 나는군, 소희양. 매우 달콤한 향이야. 마치 복숭아를 갈아...
Ahem. I made sure he noticed me to stop it from hitting on my friend, let alone a student. Soy and Yuri turned their eyes on me.
친구, 무슨 일이야? 뭘 그렇게 잔뜩 들고 있어?
You didn't buy bread, right? I brought this for you. I handed Soy a couple pieces.
이렇게나 많이? 공짜니까 받기는 하겠다만 다 어디서 난 거야?
From Red. I mean from someone. If I say it's from Red, she'll surely interrogate me again, so I lied.
누군진 모르지만 너한테 빵을 이렇게나 많이 줬다고? 땀내 나는 거지지만 열성은 보이는군.
잠깐만 소희야. 그 빵에선 좋지 않은 기운이 느껴지는군.
무슨 기운이야?
이건 체리의... 아니, 체리보이의 향이야.
He must have realized it's from Red. Soy started fretting as if she had just touched a cursed bread.
이리 줘. 이런 무시무시한 건 내가 처리해주지.
Yuri took the bread from Soy, who was still making a fuss.
이런 싸구려는 레이디들에게 어울리지 않아.
Yes, you should only eat bread that smells like mature, non-virgin men, like me. It was hard saying it's tacky when Red gave it to me.
선생님.
Yuri was holding bread on one hand and using the other to take something out of his pocket.
자,
Yuri handed me something from his pocket. It was a piece of chocolate. Oh wow, a piece of chocolate. That's definitely gonna fill me up and with energy for the rest of the school day.
수제 초콜릿이야. 이 정도의 정성은 담겨 있어야 레이디의 입속으로 들어갈 수 있는 영광을 누릴 수 있지 않겠어?
I could make a sexualized comment about things entering a lady's mouth which aren't so elegant, but I'm not gonna. I took the chocolate. I've never tasted handmade chocolate before, so it was a bit cool.
와, 예쁘다.
So I was happy to have gotten one from Yuri.
그러니까 이런 싸구려 빵은 앞으로 받지 말도록 해.
Yuri winked at me. It's not tacky! Mr. Yuri, are you going to throw those away? I pointed at the bread he was holding. Yuri would definitely throw those away, saying they're bad for your skin.
체리보이의 향을 정화시키려면 어쩔 수 없어. 버려야지.
Then give those back. I would feel really bad for Red if Yuri threw them away. Yuri stared at my hands I stretched out to take back the bread.
설마 이런 싸구려에 관심이 있는 건가?
They're not cheap. Red was being nice, so the price was irrelevant.
설마 체리보이를 좋아하는 건가?
어머머머, 설마 그런 거야?
I glared at Yuri. Are you really going to be like this?
특이하군. 초콜릿도 체리보이의 빵도 둘 다 가지고 싶다니. 욕심쟁이 마드모아젤이려군.
I have a house of 5 hot guys all surrounding me. Of course I'm greedy. What do you expect from me, Yuri? Both the chocolate and the bread were gifts. I don't want to throw them away. I don't want to ignore someone's kindness. Yuri stared at me once more.
자, 가져가.
Yuri held out the bread. I took back the bread. Thanks for the chocolate. Soy, tell me if you want the bread later. I'll head back now.
친구, 그건 체리보이의 기운이 서린 빵이라고. 신중하게 생각해.
Alright. They all taste the same. I hated Yuri for ignoring Red's kindness. I leered at Yuri and headed back to class. Maybe my definition for leering is different from what you intended, but I don't think that's the word you were trying to go for.
이상한 아이군.
As you will remember in previous routes, we answered this way, and we're not going to change that because that's what you apparently have to say to get onto Yuri's route. Which confused me initially, and I think this was the reason this exact scene was what tripped me up on his route initially, and that's why I kept getting a bad ending in Act 1. So, as before, we're gonna say that we can't take it. Yuri, I can't take this. I can't take something that's expensive from you. And besides, I had no idea how he got all that money.
부담 갖지 않아도 괜찮아. 설마 마이 허니는 이런 전자기기를 별로 좋아하지 않는 거야? 하지만 액정 터치 정도는 해줘야 기본적인 교양을 갖춘 현대 여성이라고.
That I don't want to be a classy modern woman. It's not that I don't like those devices.
그렇다면 마이 허니가 받고 싶어하는 물건은 뭐지? 앞으로 선물을 고를 때 참고하도록 할 테니 말해봐. 그리고 우선 이건 받아줬으면 좋겠어. 허니의 구식 휴대폰은 정말 보고 있기 힘들 정도야.
Don't call my belongings crappy. I was thankful that he cared to give me a gift, but there was a reason why I couldn't take it. There's no reason for me to get such a big gift from you. A chocolate or something small would have been different, but not a smartphone.
이유라면 물론 있지. 마이 허니는 우리들의 오너잖아? 난 내 오너가 그런 구식 휴대폰을 들고 폴더를 열었다 닫았다 하는 몰상식한 짓을 하는 것을 보고 싶지 않아.
I lost words after hearing what Yuri said. I did feel thankful that a doll would care about me this much.
별로 그렇게 대단한 일도 아니고 말이야.
Oh, right. For someone like Yuri who gets an expensive pair of shoes for free, this wouldn't be such a big deal.
대체 뭐가 문제야? 이해할 수가 없군.
You won't understand no matter how much I explain. As I'm sure I've said it before, you can explain things to people and they will understand it, even if sometimes you need to explain more than once. You won't know, since you always give and take expensive gifts like they're nothing. You wouldn't know what these gifts mean to a normal person. Your smartphone was expensive, but it didn't entail as much care.
레이디는 그저 주는 걸 받으면 돼. 사랑과 능력의 힘을 즐겁게 받으면 되는 거야.
Then I have one condition.
조건이라고? 마이 허니는 까다롭군. 그런 점이 매력이긴 하지만 말이야.
I'll use it if you promise to buy smartphones for the rest of the boys.
내가 왜 남자 사람들을 위해 내 돈을 써야 하지?
Never mind if you don't want to. Here, take it. I won't take the gift. I'm happy with the one I'm using anyway. Yuri thought seriously for a moment.
저 벌레가 사주는 것이라면 별로 받고 싶지 않군요.
Yes, so noted. Shut up. But if everyone has smartphones, wouldn't it be more comfortable? We can stay in contact.
유리가 돈을 쓰고 싶다는데 도와줘야 하지 않겠어, 란스?
Lance didn't say anything.
저는 있었으면 좋겠어요. 같은 반 분들이 자꾸 제 번호를 물어보시는데 못 알려드려서 미안했어요.
Well, you don't necessarily need a smartphone to get a phone number. Yeah, and if we have smartphones, we can video chat.
와, 그럼 마스터의 얼굴을 보면서...
You can see my face at home anytime.
뭐? 그럼 아군끼리는 얼굴 보면서 대화할 수 있는 거야?
Red suddenly stopped eating and stood up. I thought he was too busy eating, but he must have been listening the whole time. Friends, well, yeah, that's how it goes.
그러면 나도 가지고 싶어. 옐로우와 총사령관과 실시간으로 교신할 수 있다니. 그럼 매일 스마트폰이라는 녀석으로 전략회의를 할 수 있단 말이야? 우리 군의 사기가 10배쯤은 높아지겠다.
I guess so. I nodded and pretended to agree with overly excited Red. Since everyone has to agree in order to get the smartphones. Who says you all have to agree?
불쌍한 중생들이 뒤처진 문명에서 허덕이니 이 몸이 나서서 도와주는 것도 나쁘진 않겠군.
I've learned to ignore Yuri's such words.
좋아, 알았어. 그렇게 모두가 원한다면
저는 받고 싶다고 한 적 없습니다만.
나의 능력으로 돕도록 하지. 어때? 이제 이 스마트폰을 쓸 용기가 생겼나?
Yuri cut Lance's word and stared at me. Well, if you're willing, thanks.
좋아. 자, 이제 택시를 타고 나와 함께 등교하도록 하자, 달링.
I don't want to. Yuri's been trying to convince me to go to school with him, which I've done before, so why is this suddenly treated like a huge problem? I'm already used to his tricks. Yuri seemed confused at me refusing right away.
마이 허니는 정말 고집이 세군. 왜지?
네가 위험하니까 그렇지.
응, 나도 반대야.
저런 새꿀과 등교해야 한다니 그건 누가 당해도 불쌍한 일이군요.
차라리 저랑 같이.
All five said something. Yep, you heard. That's why.
여긴 다들 내 안티팬들만 모아둔 거야, 뭐야? 뭐 안티팬도 팬이라는 걸 알지만 말이야.
That's a weird way to think of it, and I think that's a horrible way to think of haters. I think if you tell a hater of, say, 50 Shades that they're actually fans, I think you're gonna be the one who's gonna get raped and then things used on you that are called bondage when they aren't bondage at all. Or probably just get you killed. Well, you wanted a reason, so I gave it to you. To be honest, it wasn't because I didn't like Yuri. It was because I felt bad for going to school comfortably without the rest of the boys. It's because I'm the only one who goes to school comfortably. I'd say yes if we could take the cab all together. Sometimes the bus is so hellish I want to go by myself. I would never forgive myself for taking the easy road alone.
대체 왜 그렇게 다 같이에 집착하는 거야? 마이 허니는 로맨스를 너무 모르는 것 같군.
That she is. So was every visual novel heroine. For some reason.
그렇게 까다롭게 굴면 이렇게 좋은 기회를 놓치게 되지.
Yuri leaned his head forward. As Yuri's face approached mine, his face filled my sight. Looking at him from up close, I realized yet again how handsome he is.
그런 기회라면 놓치는 게 훨씬 낫다고 생각합니다.
Stop ruining the moment, Lance! Lance grabbed his bag and said without a single glance towards Yuri. Thanks to Lance, I came to my senses and stopped staring blankly at Yuri's face. Thanks, Lance. I'm not. I almost just stood there staring at Yuri's face like a fool. Lance ignored me and went out to the living room. I heard Yuri tusking right in front of me. At Tay's words from the living room, I gathered myself and looked. This is just going to be a really short scene before the next cut, because now she's of course going to think about the guys disappearing one day, and you know, we've already had that sad thing before. We want tea leaves for secret garden tea. Oh, right. I remembered I bought tea leaves from Banjul. A waiter called Shion recommended them to me, telling me they sell the best. I thought of Yuri as I heard it's the most popular menu item. Should I give the tea leaves to Yuri? I should give him something in return for the smartphone he gave me, although they're not exactly priced the same. I knocked on Yuri's door. Can I come in?
오, 마이 허니가 먼저 웬일이야? 들어와.
I heard Yuri's voice coming from inside. I opened the door and entered the library. He was sitting on the sofa.
마이 허니, 갑자기 웬일이야? 가을바람이 쓸쓸하니 이 몸의 품이 그리워진 건가?
I don't think that's what you say when you greet someone, especially not on a sofa.
아, 말이 나와서 말인데 이 소파 말이야. 아무리 소파 침대라고 해도 너무 불편해. 일주일에 3번은 밖에서 자게 된다니까.
You know, I slept on the couch sometimes, and, it was a sofa bed. Can't say it was all that comfortable, but then I think I mostly had trouble sleeping because the cats kept deciding between lying next to me, on me, or running around like crazy and scratching the couch. So I don't think you can call the sofa bed to be all that uncomfortable. I had no idea the sofa was one of the reasons why he didn't come home often.
아, 오늘은 수업이 많아서 하루 종일 서 있었더니 더 피곤해. 아, 출장 마사지라도 부르던가 해야겠어.
If you have to call one, call a masseur. I added after imagining something gross.
이런, 그건 말도 안 되지. 시커먼 사내 놈이 내 발을 만지는 건 정중히 사양하겠어.
Since you're that tired, do you want some tea? I'll make you a cup.
차?
Yeah, I brought some tea leaves.
아, 감동인걸. 마이 허니. 그럼 부탁할게.
I didn't feel his heartfelt reaction seeing him practically sprawled on a sofa and saying how touched he was. I sighed from his indifferent reaction and headed towards the kitchen. So narcissistic all the time. I hope he doesn't end up hurting someone. Ooh, foreshadowing for a later part of his route. He always has women by his side, but I don't think he'll ever commit to a serious relationship. He talks smooth and has good manners, but... I was thinking about Yuri when the water started to boil. Where did I put the tea strainer? Ah! I saw the one Tay washed after using. Here. It's hot, so be careful. I put the cup on his desk.
고마워, 허니.
Can you do something about that nickname?
그럼 슈가라고 불러줄까?
Shut up and drink the tea. Yuri looked at the teacup and stood up.
마이 허니가 타줬으니 마셔봐야지.
Although he was just drinking tea, he looked fancy. To put it negatively, he was distracting. But since it's Yuri, he looked a bit cool. I can't help but look at him since he is a handsome doll.
의외로 괜찮은데? 마이 달링은 찻잎을 고르는 눈이 높은가 보군.
I don't know about that. I just bought it because it's the best-selling one.
나는 꽤 마음에 들어. 이름이 뭐지?
Secret Garden. You can have it if you like. I gave Yuri the bottle full of tea leaves. You know, I'm almost curious what Secret Garden tea tastes like now. Is it like mint? Well, I'm sure if I, Wait, I think I can read the label. No, I can recognize the word infusion, but the rest not so much. But I'm sure if you look online for Bonjour or Secret Garden tea, you're gonna find something. Here.
이상한 기분이군.
What does?
아니야.
Yuri took the tea leaves and carefully read what was written on the label.
이것에 대한 보답은 꼭 해야겠어.
No, you don't have to. You already bought me a smartphone.
그거랑 이건 다르지. 다음에 멋진 선물을 할 테니까 기대해.
I told you no more presents. You don't have to repay me for anything. We're family. This is something I can easily give to someone I live with. But Yuri made an odd expression at my words.
같이 사는 식구라고? 난 한 번도 그렇게 생각해 본 적이 없는데.
Yeah, I mean, usually I don't want to stick my tongue into my family's mouth. Or more. What? What's he saying? I couldn't understand what Yuri said. I was tilting my head when he continued speaking.
물질적인 선물이 싫다면 데이트라도 한번 해주는 건 어때?
I refuse.
사양할 것 없어. 내가 완벽하게 에스코트 할 테니까 허니는 즐기기만 하면 돼.
A date with Yuri. Just thinking about it makes me worry. I'll refuse anyways. I'll be off then. But I'm glad he liked the tea leaves. I came out of the room thinking that.
재미있는 내용이 쓰여 있는
Sorry about that lag and noise, but this is new text. This wasn't there on Yuri's route the first time around. What do you have to say, Nameless?
아직은 헤어지고 싶지 않구나. 아, 알았어. 아직 너의 추억을 찢어버리진 않을 거야.
Oh, the game is aware that I'm replaying a previous route, which is weird because it would have to notice that I don't have enough to unlock Red's route yet. So this would happen anyway if I played Yono's route for the first time now. And people keep saying Undertale is the best game because it is aware of your save scumming and whatnot. This game has Undertale beat, honey.
아직까지는 말이야.
And now for the cat named John scene. If you remember, if we follow the cat, but stop, we get Lance's scene. Actually, if we continue following the cat, we get Yono's scene. So, obviously, just looking around the school, which is not going to help us at all, is going to be for Yuri. I thought it was risky to follow the cat. It seemed better to use that time to look around places he might actually be at. I'll go search the building. Since it was last in the music room, I should start there. I turned around and ran back to the building.
야, 너 기다려. 아직.
I heard Red shout from behind, but I ran without glancing back. It would be more uncomfortable for us to act together right now. Not in the classroom either. Yono's bag was still on his desk. Let's go back to the hallway. The whole building was silent. I didn't feel anyone's presence. Where the hell are you, Yono? You didn't seem to be in the building no matter how hard I looked. Should I have just followed the cat? I just hope nothing bad has happened to him. He hasn't been turned back to a doll, has he? I couldn't shake off that horrible thought and I was jittery and anxious.
응? 여기서 뭐 하는 거야?
Oh, it's Yuri. Yuri.
아직 집에 가지 않았군.
I couldn't hide my grim face as I looked at Yuri.
그 표정은 뭐야? 무슨 일 있어?
I didn't have the energy to reply, so I just nodded.
혹시 연호를 아직 못 찾은 건가?
Yeah. He didn't come back after storming out during music class. His bag is still here, so I searched the building, but I don't think he's anywhere. What if something bad happened to him? I didn't mention the one thing that I feared the most. I'm too scared to even say out loud the possibility of him being a doll again. What do I do? I didn't know where I had to start. Where the hell is Yono? What if something bad happened? What if we don't find him? The dolls that are alive and moving in front of me, Yuri and all the others, they flash through my mind. What if they all turn back into dolls without warning? What do I do? I felt like crying just out of the thought, so I lowered my head. I want to believe something like that would never happen. Yuri!
일어나, 가자.
Going where? Wait, let go!
걱정이 그렇게 차고 넘치면 미용에 안 좋아.
Yuri didn't listen to me and walked with my arm in his hands. Where the hell is he going? Yuri dragged me out to the school gate. I couldn't see Tay, Red, or Lance anymore. Everyone must have gone to find Yono. Jesus Christ, that sounded like a very fast cab. I was looking at where the boys were gathered before when Yuri got a cab. What? A cab?
타시지요, 공주님.
Yuri opened the door for me. Wait, I still haven't found Yono.
택시기사님, 좋은 하루죠?
I randomly put my sunglasses on. Yuri took out several bills from his pocket.
요금은 선물로 드릴 테니까 이 아가씨를 목적지까지 안전하게 데려다 주세요.
아니 선생님, 이건 택시 요금 치고는 너무 많은데요?
이 아가씨가 택시에서 내려서 어디론가 튀면 그건 기사님 책임입니다. 집 안으로 잘 들어가는 것까지 봐주시길 부탁드립니다.
저기 선생님, 그건 좀...
그럼 이 정도면 되나?
Yuri took out several more bills and the driver looked at him with shock. Yuri, what the hell are you doing?
꼬마 아가씨는 가서 쉬라는 뜻이지. 절대 내가 돌아갈 때까지 집 밖으로 나가지 마.
Yuri leaned his face in close to mine.
너무 걱정하지 마. 공주님은 왕자님이 올 때까지 집에 가서 한숨 푹 자고 있으면 돼. 알았지?
Leaving those words, Yuri closed the cab door. When I was about to open the door, the driver locked the doors and took off. Driver, stop!
아가씨, 차 안에서 움직이지 마세요. 위험합니다.
I was witnessing firsthand the power of Yuri's wallet. In the end, the driver led me to the front door against my will. Either of you told you the address? I sighed and went in. All alone again in this big house. I don't know what to do. Yuri told me to relax, but that wasn't easy. I paced anxiously around the big empty house. Time flew by as I kept on wandering around. I was just watching the day get dark, scared and unable to do anything. I can't take this anymore. I stopped pacing around and ran towards the front door to go search for Yonho myself. When I was about to open the door, I heard murmurs coming from outside the house. Are they back? I thought I heard Yono's voice. There were 5 boys standing in front of me. Thankfully, all 5. Yano! Yano was safe. Thank God.
마스터, 걱정시켜드려서 죄송해요.
What happened?
그게...
Yano explained everything. Amazingly, Yano could understand animals. Apparently, a cat kept on talking to Yano during music class. When Yano heard the cat's story, he was so moved he had to go out and find it. That was why he stormed out without a word. A cat was looking for someone? I was amazed that he could understand what the cat said, but a cat looking for a missing person was just as bizarre. No, it isn't. Obviously, Eri or whoever wrote this line never had pets. When they lose their owner or even, other pets, they do walk around looking like, hey, something's different here. Where is this? Where is this person? They notice.
네, 아침부터 울고 있었어요.
Is it talking about the cat he saw on the way to school?
그리고 고양이랑 이야기하고 있는데 갑자기 검은 양복 아저씨가 나타나 제 팔을 억지로 잡았어요.
What bothered me more was this person in a black suit. He sounded suspicious. Who was he?
그 양복 아저씨들이 나를 유리 앞으로 데려가 줬어요. 유리는 수고했다며 현금 뭉치를...
착하게 잘 데려왔다군. 연호가 꽤 저항을 한 모양이야.
갑자기 검은 아저씨들이 나타나서 너무 무서웠어요.
역시 유리는 스파이였어. 옐로우, 무사하다니 무엇보다 다행이다.
What Yuri just said was a bit off, but I guess it's best to just ignore it for the time being. So, Yuri hired men to look for Yano?
뭐 그렇단 말씀이지.
I guess it's okay since we found Yano. I should tell him thanks later. I was really worried, Yano. Don't disappear like that from now on. I was relieved to see him safe.
알겠어요, 마스터.
그런데 말이야, 옐로우는 그럼 고양이랑 대화를 한 거야?
Through this incident, we discovered Yano's new talent. I look out the window. It's already pitch black. Should I go out and get some air?
나의 여신님이 오셨군.
You have the strangest vocabulary. Yuri greeted me with his buttery words. It's amazing how he can just spit out those words as if they are nothing. What's up with you? It's cold, but you're outside?
잠깐 별 구경하러 나왔지.
To admire the stars? That was unlike Yuri, who always used to say his skin gets dry in the night wind. He seemed more serious than usual.
사람이 된 김에 되도록 많은 것을 봐둬야지.
Since you don't know when you'll turn back? The words slipped from my mouth. Yuri didn't answer, so I couldn't know whether he was worrying about the same thing. Let's think no more of that horrible thought I had today. Anyway, I should thank him for finding Yano. Thanks for today. For finding Yano.
별 말씀을요, 공주님.
Yuri laughed like it was nothing. But I was still hung up on it. After seeing him pay money to hire people to search for Yano, I felt more iffy. Since we're by ourselves, I should ask. But seriously, where do you get all that money? It would really be a problem if you got it by picking up women. Now, if you got it by picking up men, I wouldn't be complaining.
공주님은 자세한 사정은 몰라도 돼.
I feel bad. Using that much money so easily like that? I'm getting more worried now. He doesn't come straight home after class. Where does he go off to? As someone who's hiding something, he didn't look guilty at all.
쓸데없는 걱정은 안 해도 된다니까.
Seeing the moonlight reflect on his face, I felt yet again how handsome he is. Other girls must fall for his face this way too.
마이 허니는 쓸데없는 걱정을 너무 많이 한다고.
They're justified. It's natural. And since we're on the subject, where do you go every night? Taking the cab every day is your choice, so I won't say anything. But going out every night and spending money like that honestly worries me. That smartphone you gave me really was too much.
Shh.
What is this? Yuri suddenly leaned in closely. It must be his habit to talk that way. His face was right in front of my nose. I didn't want to, but my heart started to beat fast again.
말이 많군.
Yuri almost sighed while talking to my red face.
하고 싶은 말이 많은 건 나쁜 게 아니지. 욕망에 충실하단 뜻이니까. 하지만 그건 나중에 둘이서 데이트할 때 실컷 들어줄 테니까 오늘은 이만 들어가지. 자, 내가 에스코트 할 테니 이쪽으로 와.
Yuri exaggeratedly guided me to the front door. I don't even know if he was listening.